What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Camping with Keith. Well, I came back to a camp and I was going to give it a couple weeks break, but I have a hard time doing that. I sit at home and get bored. Yeah, I just come over here. It's not that far into the woods. I used to camp here during the summer. It's pretty wide open, especially when there ain't no weeds at all. Usually the weeds are like 8 feet tall, so you can't even see up here, but you can see it's like wide open. Let's figure out where to get all my firewood from tonight. It's gonna be easier getting it from over here than over at the other spot I was, because it's just not enough down trees. I see like 3 or 4 good trees that I can grab, which that's good. But this is where I'm gonna set up for the night. Got these 4 trees I can tie off the canopy, and then I'll put the walls up, and that should be it. Pretty easy, slick and easy. That's the way I like it. I first got here, there was like 5 deer right over here. You can see where they're, but yeah, they were, as soon as I came around the corner, they just took off. You can see like 5 of them just hopping through the woods, but you can see right there where they're freshly digging with their hoofs. They must be doing that to get food, I think. It's actually a nice day. It's not like bitter cold. It's like in the mid 30s, so I don't even have my gloves on at the moment. Might not even need my hot hands. Yeah, it's a nice day. Sun's not out, so I'm not going to be blinded. I got sunglasses this time. The last time, man, I was dealing with sun blindness. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced that, but I have issues where if I go out in the snow especially, and it's just bright sun, I can't see. My eyes will water up and tear up to the point where they close. I mean, I've had to, when I was driving one time it happened, I had to pull off to the side of the road. It was so bad, and that point on, I started driving with sunglasses all the time. Yeah, it's gonna be a cool little spot set up for the night. Order a pizza because I don't really feel like cooking, and sit and chill. I'm still confused by these woods because nothing's the same as what it used to. Like, I used to come back here, they said that was like over 10 years ago, but this wasn't like this. There was a path that went from the trailer park. You go all the way back to the back of the woods, and then it like came to this huge clearing. And then the clearing would, on the other side of that was this open, like, kind of field area. And it would, you could follow that field area down to a marshy spot, and then you walk on top of this floating vegetation down to the river. And I had not, just the layout doesn't even look the same. I understand there's no trees with leaves and stuff like that. That might be kind of messing with me, but these hills and stuff that I see weren't here. It was like all flat. So I'm almost 100% positive I am in the right portion of the woods that I used to go to, but I never came up here. I did go over that white little box area. I remember going there. Trying to think, maybe the field. I'm starting to think about this one clearing where that deer was that was dead. And there was a little firing in that little clearing. I'm wondering if that was the clearing that I'm thinking about. Because if you follow after that, it takes you to a creek, which there is some marshy stuff over there. I would love to go camping down there, to be honest. I just don't feel like carrying all my gear down there. I guess I'll make it for a day when it's not so, maybe when there's no snow on the ground. Might make things a little easier. But yeah, I'm gonna set up here for the night. So I'm gonna get settled in. I'll show a little bit of how I set up my shoulder, because I had somebody ask me if I could show, setting up my shoulder, and I'll kind of give like a step-by-step process. It's not real hard. Pretty simple. You just tie on the edges of the tarp you tie on for your roof. You got to make it slanted, because if you make it flat, like the last 2 times I've had issues with snow accumulating on it and sagging in the middle, and then when you pushed up on the center, oh, there was all kinds of snow and water that would come just falling in my shoulder. The last time I left here, everything was just soaking wet. So I'm going to do the slanted roof thing like I did all summer long, so I can avoid any accumulation. It's not supposed to snow or rain or anything, so it should be dry, but better to be safe than sorry. But I'm done yapping. I'm going to start getting my camping gear stowed away and my shoulder set up, and I'll come back here in a little bit, show you a little bit of how setting the shoulder up goes. It's not hard, but I will let you guys check it out here in a little bit. Peace. Okay, well, I got the roof finally on. I forgot. See, I used to camp here, but I forgot how I used to set things up. Couldn't go from corner to corner because there's just nothing to tie off to. I had a stake to prop that end up and come out, but I couldn't find nothing to tie it off to. All the cinder blocks around here, like that one, are frozen to the ground. I can't kick them or anything. So I had to improvise a little bit. The back's going to be a little skinnier than the front, but I don't really care. I don't like hang out in the back of this shelter for any reason. Yeah, I got the roof all set up. I got them tied off to, you see these trees. I got the one over there. Just had enough string to do that corner. Just enough. I got tied off to that tree and tied off to this tree. And then I'll run these 3 tarps along the sides. It's going to be kind of weird on this end. I'm going to fold the excess inside so I have like a floor. Because if not, it'll be outside and it'll bunch up and I'll trip on it. So I'll make like a little makeshift floor with it. And then I'll put something down for weight on the inside to keep it from blowing around. Last time I was out here, the wind kicked up and blew in the one side of my shoulder. I looked behind me, I'm like, there's nothing back there. It's just all bunched up against the other wall. I was like, okay, well, I have to fix that solution. So now I'm going to work on getting the walls set up. And after I get those set up, I'll show you how I got that accomplished. Because it's just going to be kind of like winging it. So I will let you guys see the progress here shortly. Alright, got everything all set up. It's a little janky, but still, I got everything all set up the way I wanted it, I guess. I had to use my cot. Didn't plan on breaking it out, but use that to weigh down the back. Keep using zip ties. It's real quick and easy, but it's kind of a shame I had to throw them away at the end of the use, so I just keep going through zip ties. At least till summertime. Not airtight, but airtight enough. And if it does rain or something, the water will pool off towards the back here in the corner, or snow. These spiky branches get on my nerves. This wall here is weird because I had to not tie off at the corner. I had to tie off like partially or down one eye loop to get it stretched out the way I needed it to, and then I just kind of finagled it in there the way I wanted it, I guess. Tuck that in. Then my next chore is just get firewood and I'm done. A few pieces that were left over from last time. Yeah, she's all set up. Don't even have to keep my feet on the snow this time. So yeah, I'm gonna give me tons of firewood and I'll be good for the night. So this is gonna be my home base for the evening. Get a nice raging fire going. Hopefully I don't get smoked out. I don't remember getting a bunch of smoke in my face over here, but I didn't remember it over at my other spot that I camped at, and I faced the same direction as I did before, and I just kept getting smoke in my face. So it's hard to, your eyes start burning and your throat starts hurting and having a hard time breathing. It's time to get out of your shelter. So I'm gonna go out here in the wonderful woods and get myself some firewood for the evening, and I'll check back in a little bit after I get either all the firewood or I take a break. So I will see you guys next time. Peace. Hope you guys are about to see a whole tree come down. Figured I'd let you guys enjoy this. She's cracking and ready to go now already. Here we go. Timber! Oh yeah. I'm gonna get some good wood from this. I might actually have all that I need. Awesome. It's nice and dry too. Heck yeah. Hey, at least you guys got to see the timber part. The fun part. Yeah, it's a decent amount of wood off of this. I'm going to cut it down and drag it up there in my shelter. You can see my only little home for the night up there on the hill. Alright, I'm going to get back to processing this so I can drag all this up to my place. I'm going to have all the kindling that I'm going to need, that's for sure. Alright, I will see you guys in a little bit. Well, there we go. Got all the wood for the night. Got some pieces that are wet, as expected out here. We're out here in the middle of the winter, but sitting by the fire, they'll dry them up. But yeah, there'll be plenty of wood for the night. Yeah, I'm done getting it. Done cutting. I'm done doing all that. Cut down, I think, 3 trees today total. I wandered around here in all different directions looking for wood, and it's funny, there's no footprints out here except mine. Half tempted to go for a walk and see if I can find that other shelter. I'd be mad as hell if I opened it up, my air mattress is sitting on the ground. I'd snag that son of a bitch up. Maybe I will go for a walk tonight. Go out in the middle of the night or some shit. Give me something to do. Go look for this other shelter. So much crap in my pockets. So it's a beautiful day. Sun came out. I still use my hot hands today though. My hands were getting cold when I first got here. I was setting up my shelter, using my bare hands to tie stuff off and use zip ties. There's so much crap around this place, like still trash wise. I camped back here a bunch of times. I don't remember ever seeing that. Huh. Just like I think this is glass. Either glass or plexiglass. I don't remember. I camped out here a bunch. I don't remember ever seeing. It's just plastic. Nasty. Beep beep. Can't wait till all the vegetation comes back. I won't even be able to walk around in this like I am right now. There'll be 8 feet tall weeds by the middle of summer, all right here. That's why it was like when I went camping, it felt like it was totally hidden, but it really wasn't. I mean, because that shelter stands out like a sore thumb, but for one night, I'm not worried about it. And somebody left a comment that said that with the blue side on the inside, it doesn't reflect heat. That put the silver side on the inside, that way it'll reflect heat back to me. So I went ahead and gave that a shot this time. I just thought the silver looked better like in the snow. It didn't stand out as much, so it is what it is. I guess if I get desperate or need some firewood, come back here and yank this son of a bitch. Definitely dead. I didn't have to go real far to get wood. It was nice. Yeah, this thing is nice and dead. I didn't see it when I first got here. I probably would have cut it down. Oh well. Yeah, it's gonna be my spot for the night. Man, them deers dug that spot up a lot. I know the snow melted some, but man, they dug down in that dirt, digging for gold. When I first got here, there was like 5 of them prancing off the woods in all different directions. But that's going to be my home sweet home for the night, and get the tear down tomorrow and pull on out of here and make this place look like nobody was ever here except for all the footprints and the melted 5-foot wide fire ring. I'm like addicted to getting wood sometimes. It's like no matter where I go, I still see wood that I can grab, and I grab it. Yeah, I actually did good because I still got, I'd say, a good hour and a half, 2 hours before the sun starts going down. So I actually get to relax for a little bit. I deserve it though. I've been working pretty much since I got here. But there's my point of view. You got some of them pieces over there wet. Stand them up or put them by the fire as soon as I can get that going and dry those out. Get a nice little pile of wood. Got my medium-sized stuff, my big stuff, and I got my kindling-a-lang. Put down a few pieces of wood over on top of the snow, and then build the fire on top of that. Then after the snow melts, it won't be an issue. But this snow, it'll zap the heat right out of the fire, because that snow starts melting, immediately gets the wood wet that you're trying to burn. But I'm gonna bust up these few pieces of wood and probably eat something and sit and relax for a little bit. But I will come back here a little bit later, and like I said, I might go on an adventure tonight. I'm curious about that other shelter that I'd seen, if it's still there. Like I said, I don't think nobody's living out here or even coming out here on the regular, because I have never, well, I mean, those 2 kids, or young adults, I guess. I call these young adults nowadays kids, because they all act like kids and spoiled like kids, rotten ass adults. But anyways, I seen those 2 people here, and the one guy sitting in the bushes drinking the one day when I left. But other than that, I've never seen nobody back here. I've only heard people one time, and so I don't know. Fixed up my shoulder a little bit more, so now it's not as bad. It was like the wind was blowing it and separating in 2 pieces. I could do good putting another piece on there, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm not living here. I'm just staying here for the night. So I'm gonna relax for a little bit. I'll come back a little bit later. Peace. Ah, that's a nice fire. I did pretty good getting all the wood I got this time. I think I'm gonna have just enough to get me by until tomorrow. Thinking about having a friend of mine pick me up so I can, I want to take my cot home. I want to take my big comforter that I was using last summer home. It's a nice comforter. There's no burn holes in it. It's just got a little bit of dirt from like one time when I went to bed. I was wearing my boots because it was a little chilly out, so it got just a little bit dirty at the end of it. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't stink or nothing like that. Maybe it might smell like smoke, but it never got moldy or nothing like that. There was one time it did get soaking wet, because where I stored it wasn't the greatest spot. Didn't you hear all that wind? I've been dealing with this shit all night. My shoulder's sitting there. I looked over my shoulder and the whole back wall was up to where my back is. And I'm like, what the hell? It was like, I originally set it up, it was way back there. And I'm like, what just happened? I go look and the string actually broke that I had that was tied to the tree. And I'm just kind of staring at it thinking, like, I would think the tarp would break before the string would break. Yeah, it just snapped it. So I must have either tied it too tight with the trees like blowing around and stuff. It just created too much stress on the piece of string. Maybe it was old. And, but yeah, it snapped. I retied it back up. But I know the way I've been doing these shelters, it's really hard to keep the walls the way they are, because if I don't have nothing holding down the floor, like right where the wall meets the floor, something heavy, the wind just gets up underneath that and just blows the whole thing up in the air. First time I had that happen to me was I think it was last week when I came out. It did it like once and I was like, oh my god. So it did it to me this time out here too. So this shelter design is not the most efficient, but I try to find something that's kind of quick to set up. You know, it's going to be trap some heat for me. This is in the winter time. In the summertime, I don't have walls. I just have usually was using a 9x12 tarp. And I'd string it up so the 9 was the width, and then I'd take the length back and I'd go back maybe to maybe 1 or 2 eye loops, and then I would tie that off there, and then there would be a piece that would drape down. You see my other videos, you know what I'm talking about. And then I would just tie off that, and then it would create like a little back wall. Then I'd have my roof, and that'd be fine. You're not worried about trapping the heat in the summertime or the springtime. And I mean, you just want to stay dry if it starts raining. So yeah, that always worked for me. I ended up being out in the rain a few times, and everyone's got wet. But like this way, I felt like it was a good idea to put the walls up to kind of trap the heat. I was going to go without the walls this time, and I was going to actually create the walls around the fire. And I thought that'd be awesome, because then I wouldn't have no issues with the smoke. So yeah, I was just trying to brainstorming the idea, like before I even came out, I was thinking about the whole oh, excuse me. This smoke just destroyed my sinuses tonight. Yeah, empty cellars, it's, I don't know, you just kind of wing it. There's no tried and true way to do things. It all depends on what you have to tie off to. I mean, sometimes you got to get a stake or a stick that's going to go with the corner of the tarp, and then you stake that down because you don't have a tree to tie off to. I did that last time I was out here, and I almost did it this time out here, but it didn't make any sense, so I just didn't do it. But yeah, it's just sitting here by the fire, and I wish this camera would pick up a little bit more at night. I got my flashlight, it just doesn't see into the dark that well. Did a pretty good job melting the snow. I was going to go look for that other shelter that I found that one day, but my whole issue is, I was going to say trying to find my way back, but if the fire is going, it won't be that hard, but this isn't a huge fire too. And it's actually hard to see a small fire from a long distance, because I've went out walking around and kind of lose my direction of which way I'm going, and end up walking around for a little longer than what I should. I mean, one time when I very first started coming out here, wasn't
that familiar with these woods. I mean, it was kind of like, I forget when it was, but I think it was probably the first few times, 2 or 3 times I came out. I had got to my one spot. I was gonna set up there, and I think I walked off to see if I could find a different spot or some wood or something. And I had my backpack with me, and I took it off and set it down for a minute because I found this cool spot. And I was like, well, I'll walk over here and check real quick and see if whether or not it has any firewood over there. So I walked over one direction, then I kind of walked another way, and then I'm like standing there, and I look behind me. I'm like, where the hell's my backpack? I'm like, where the hell is my backpack? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So like, I walked back the way I thought I came. I didn't even walk that far. I couldn't find it. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. I'm like, I got so much shit in that backpack. I said, I can't lose that thing. Christ. So I look and I'm like just walking around in circles. My heart's racing. I'm having a panic attack. I mean, it was just all bad. And then I finally found it. And that's when I learned, never put your backpack down in an area you're not familiar with and walk off from it. Especially if there's no snow on the ground, because you can't even see your trail, like which way you came from. Because I was out here, it was not the last time, maybe the time before that. I got most of the wood from right around the shelter, but there was a few I had to walk off and dragging all that firewood, cutting it up, breaking it, all that stuff. It takes a lot of effort, but you got to do what you got to do if you want to stay warm for the night. I like having big logs that I can actually sit there and not have to get up every 5 seconds and mess with the fire. But these logs are not wet, but they're semi-damp, I guess. I guess that's wet, semi-damp. Some of them are just a little damp, and it takes a minute to get it all dried off to the point where it'll burn perfectly. I'm not trying to have a huge fire. I'm trying to conserve my wood. Thinking about using my cot tonight and actually stretching out on it. Try to get a couple hours of sleep. Actually, I probably will do that. As long as the wind isn't too bad, because I was using that too to help keep the back pinned down to the ground. But I think I'm going to relax for a little bit, and I might go for a walk here in a little while, just for the hell of it. I'm not going to go get lost or anything, just for a little walk. Maybe I'll take you guys with me. I'm not going to make promises, but I like making the videos a little interesting. And this has actually been a good day because it wasn't like crappy out. It was sunny, and temperatures were real nice compared to what it's been like. And I mean, I'm sitting out here with my winter coat unbuttoned, and I got no hat on, no gloves. Feet are toasty. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, definitely did a good job as far as getting this place set up and conserving the heat. Maybe there was that one guy that said to use the sorry about my feet away. That to use the silver side on the inside that'll reflect heat. Maybe it does make a really big difference. I mean, I got enough gaps here and there that's probably not really trapping all that much heat, but seems to be doing a good job. Estimated design I focus on is what will keep me the warmest. I don't know, in the summertime I get these fires going and they're so hot. I'll take my shirt off and I'll hold it up in the air in front of me just to block the heat. That's when you know you got a hot ass fire. Yeah, I think I'm gonna relax for a little bit, chill, and then I'll come back and go for a walk, or I'll do my little sign off for the night. But if you guys are chilling, watching the video, I appreciate it. The last one was kind of short. This one will probably be about like 45 minutes or a little longer, like it usually is. But I can whittle these videos down a lot if I just cut out like the rambling and just showed what I was doing and shit like that. But then I don't know, it's not personal at that point. I'm not trying to be an NPC and just a emotionless, not talking type of character that goes camping. It just, to me, it's kind of boring. Yeah, I will come back here in a little while, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's watching the video. And you smash that like button if you like what you like, or what type of content that I'm putting out. If you have any suggestions or criticisms or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments. I usually respond to all the comments, good or bad. It's just, I haven't had no bad ones yet. I shouldn't say it because I'm going to get my video just flooded with retarded ass comments. But yeah, I will see you guys in a little while. Hope everybody's having a good night. You're sitting somewhere warm with somebody you love.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Or actually, now it's afternoon. Oh man, last night was actually nice. Didn't get cold or nothing like that, so I couldn't complain. Well, I guess my biggest issue was the smoke that was freaking just smoked me out. I've never had so much smoke in my shoulder at any time. Eyes were burning so bad I couldn't see, literally, and my throat, my nose were so messed up. Nose wouldn't stop running. Every fucking minute or two I was just blowing my nose. There wasn't nothing much else I could do. I just can't move the shoulder once it's set up. I'll tear this thing down here in about 20 minutes. Pack up my stuff and get out of here. Other than that, though, it was nice coming out here. Temperature wasn't too bad, especially yesterday. It was real nice. It's not too bad now, but just sitting here, you'll get cold. I got my big ass blanket that I got wrapped up in. And fire's still kind of smoldering, but it hasn't did anything to keep me warm since last night. I haven't really messed with it too much this morning. I just put some kindling on it, and that was that. But I just wanted to do a little sign off before I start packing up and getting out of here. If you watched the video, I'm glad you came along and for the journey, and be many more after this. Hopefully I'll be driving. My goal is to be driving by the end of next month. Actually by the middle of next month, but that is my 100% goal. So I'll be able to go traveling, new destinations. Might go to some of these spots I used to hang out when I was younger. My early 20s, I had a few spots that were like way back in the woods. It's kind of like out here, you don't get fucked with. The only thing about that is game wardens and stuff like that are more prevalent out by lakes and actually anywhere you go that's wooded, that's like public land, stuff like that is patrolled by usually game wardens. But I'm gonna chill for a few and then work on getting my stuff packed up and get out of here and go home where it's nice and warm, sit and chill. So I will see you guys on the next adventure, and once again, thank you for coming along with me. I appreciate the views and the subscribers. I appreciate all that. It means a lot to me. So I'll see you guys on the next trip. Peace.